Here we are again, Auburn family, another post-game reaction stream. This time we're reacting to Auburn basketball versus Texas A&M. Your Tigers fall on the road in an incredible game, 83-78. It was very entertaining. We're going to break down all of the stats, the action, the storylines, the thoughts, and the feelings, all in this edition of E2C Network Live for this post-game reaction show. Thank you guys so much for being here, for watching, for joining us, however you're getting here. We appreciate you hanging out with us, spending some time talking about being part of this little family within the Auburn family spectrum. We so much appreciate you being here on a night where I'm sure there's a lot of frustrations and there is a lot of feelings to be shared, given the nature of how things are going for Auburn basketball at this moment, and also some of the things that don't seem to be, shall we say, working in our favor. So we're going to discuss all that, though. I appreciate you being here. As you come into the stream, please do let me know that you're here by doing a couple of things for us. You can go ahead and smash the like button. It is a huge help to get our show started off each and every time. It helps people know that we're live, come on into the stream, join in on the show. You can do that for us, but we'd love for you to also post where you're watching from, your city, your state, international. It's a big help for us to know who's here with a Warrior. Would love to know what you guys, where you're calling in from, where you're watching from, even on the replay. And lastly, if you are a Booster Club member, you do have access to the call-in link tonight if you'd like to take advantage of that. So that'll be over in the Patreon app for you to take advantage of if you'd like to. So, yeah, I don't really even know where, honestly, to start with this one, to be just completely frank with you guys. First of all, I'm very happy with what was a great basketball game in terms of excitement, energy, just what you kind of hope for in SEC basketball. Two good teams, probably evenly matched, and giving their all in this scenario. So I know that sounds like a little bit of a Pollyanna response to this, into a loss situation, Auburn losing 83-78. But really, I did enjoy the heck out of this game. This is where you kind of want your games to matter, right? You want your games to kind of be relevant to the conversation. Now, when you keep losing those relevant, shall we say, games over and over again, you become less than part of the conversation. So that is a bit of a danger that's Auburn getting into. But we'll walk through some of the stats, talk about it. I can see a lot of the comments coming in right now. So let me just say hello to a bunch of people. Cheryl, Drip Edits, Rise Life. Who else is here live? Devin, Brian Phillips, Philip Morton, Thomas, Rob. Good to see a lot of you guys. John Logan, Yahari. I think I got everybody there so far. But thank you guys so much for being here and choosing to hang out with us tonight. Austin, I think, here is as well. Let me find Austin's comment. Where did he go? He says Texas A&M plus 25 in free throw attempts, plus 22 in free throw makes. Not sure how you beat that. Show's done. I can't say anymore. Austin, my co-host for the Auburn Experience podcast, knows me all too well. And he knows probably where my mind went exactly on this. So let's just go ahead and get right out the front here. Texas A&M is a very good team. Texas A&M is a very well coached team. They deserve the win. They swept us on the season. There is no disputing that. There's no fighting that. All of that is facts set in stone. However, there is a little bit of frustration with some of the things going on with the refs. The last couple of games, Auburn has not had a really good stretch of luck with refs over and so you can understand the propensity to complain, to be frustrated, to express that a little bit, even tonight. So there is some of that as well, but I will continue to maintain where I've kind of found myself, at least at this point in my life. I really lean so much on us putting ourselves in positions to be affected by the deficiencies of an SEC ref rather than their mistakes myself. Now, if you look back to that Tennessee game, that's really hard to mistake. But anyway, that's all right there. Brian says, tough loss, just terrible. Everybody's just expressing it the way they can tonight. Thank you guys so much for checking in and being here. John says, just terrible play. You have to expand on that one for me, John. I don't know how you would call it terrible play. They were in the game for the whole game. Made a few dumb errors along the way, some mental mistakes, but I don't think it was terrible play. We scored more baskets than we typically do or have done the last couple of games, and on the road, it's about all you could ask for. Just it's not all together there right now. They're a better team. I think, obviously, from the regular season records, you can definitely make that statement. I know I keep looking over here because I'm looking at something right now. Does my microphone sound really loud to you guys? Let me know in the chat if it does. If it does, I'm going to try to, on the fly, mix this here. But in these, it sounds a little bit loud. But yeah, great effort from Texas A&M, and they are, at this moment, better right now. Let's see here. Ooh, a lot of comments, and I'm going to have to keep up with all of these things tonight. You can blame the refs when it's justifiable. There's much of a difference in fouls and absolute absurdity. A&M will make the NCAA tournament, and unfortunately, Auburn will not. The schedule is too overwhelming. Yahari, I think if you're throwing in the towel right now, my friend, a little bit too quick on the gun there. Now, has Auburn set itself up for a humongously hard mountain to climb? Absolutely it has. They have not really developed a resume. This would have been a good one to tack onto their resume, a road win against Texas A&M, who's likely going to make the tournament. At least it looks that way right now. Well, I shouldn't say likely. It looks poised to make the tournament. So if they were able to do that, that would have made you feel a lot better about this situation. Now, the great thing about the hard part of this schedule coming up, if Auburn puts it all together right now and they take care of business, there's going to be no question because they're going to be beating quality teams at home and on the road. I also look at it this way. This is yet another bit of tinder to the fire that could happen this Saturday as well. The road is tough, Blake says. I mean, it's a very simple statement, my friend, but it is so true. The SEC is a tough place to win any sport, but especially this season in basketball. Was that a foul on Janai Broome? Honestly, I'm not so much focused on a single foul. I'm not trying to dismiss your question there, but if that was a foul against Tennessee or not a foul against Tennessee in that last game, then nothing surprises me at this point. There's really no point in getting mad about one single call because we know that they're inconsistent. Let's see here. The refs didn't make us miss shots, shoot air balls, bad rebounding, not blocking out, turnovers. We'll dive into some of that in just a little bit. Let's see what happens. Free throws wins games, dadgummit. Thomas knows me too. Absolutely it does. And cutting to the chase here, that's probably going to be the story tonight, really, is if Auburn's a little bit better, if Auburn's a better shooting team, they win. If Auburn is more consistent, getting to the line more tonight and being productive there, they probably win, especially with some of the runs they went on tonight. So some of the things that I'm really happy about with this team is how they responded coming out of the second half after losing a big lead and that momentum swing that happened right at the turn of at the end of the first half, and then coming out and establishing the lead again. Now, once Texas A&M made their big swing back in the second half, they kind of hung in there, stayed with them, got a lead a couple of times. So really, this is an environment that was really tough to be in, that you can walk away from and still be frustrated, disappointed, but say, wow, this team is just this close to putting it together. And I've been saying that for a long time. The questions of like, what happens if KD Johnson finds himself offensively? What happens if this, X, Y? We're really just this close. Now, the problem is we're running out of time to put it all together, to find that extra little bit, right? Find it. We gotta figure that out in a short amount of time. We shut up Radford. Let's look at Radford tonight, and 10 points tonight for him after he just annihilated us in Auburn, or excuse me, Neville Arena. So yeah, but the problem is that you gave up a lot of points to Taylor tonight, to Marble. Marble really had a battle going on down there and went after, went after Janai Broom when you needed to, when he was in foul trouble. So the story for me tonight is all about fouls as related to free throws and going to the line, but also getting Auburn in foul trouble. Dylan Cardwell was in foul trouble. I think, let me look over here. Let's go over here. Broom fouled out. Cardwell had 4, close to that. Jalen Williams had 3. Wendell Green had 3. Katie Johnson had 3. Foul trouble tonight is really, it's not even free throws, honestly. What Texas A&M did with it is probably the thing, but definitely fouls in general tonight was a tough thing. All right, I'm going to skip way ahead. We got a lot of comments in here, so keep them coming forth. There's something you would really like me to discuss. And I'm trying to see if anybody said anything about my microphone in here because I'm concerned it's too loud. All right, let's see. 80-60, the real final score. Got to go, but in my opinion, Auburn is better by a mile. Take away 30 free throws and look at the score. I don't know how you could say that, Rise Life, because free throws are part of the game, right? I mean, you can't just dismiss the fact that free throws are part of the game. That means they're good because they took advantage of the opportunities that that were afforded them. Can we borrow some NBA refs? Oh my goodness, yeah. I feel you on that one. All right. Trying to see where everybody's minds are at now. I think we're focused so much on being mad about the refs and the fouls and stuff. So let's try to kind of focus in our conversation a little bit tonight and talk about some of the stats at the least and kind of walk through what happened tonight. Some incredible games offensively tonight. Well, I shouldn't say incredible. I should say, above average, and some of them kind of sitting right where you would expect them or want them to be. The core 3 in my mind has emerged all season and has really solidified itself now. And you see that so much on the road in leadership. Janai would have been even more part of this equation than he was. And he was a big part tonight had he not gotten the foul trouble. But Wendell Green and Jalen Williams at one point in the second half took this game over. Literally took the game over and said, team, get on our backs. We are carrying you to the finish line here. Wendell Green with 20 points tonight, 8 for 18. Now 1 from 5, so not good, and 3 for 6 from the free throw line. Not good either, but 4 rebounds, 6 assists tonight. He really was a guy that at one point playing a little bit injured. He had knocked his knee around. He was tired. Really left it all out on the floor tonight, and he did so in the stat line as well. So really, there's nothing you can be mad about, Wendell Green. Can we just talk about that shot that he threw off the highest, most vertical part of the glass? I'm surprised it actually hit the glass. That's how high he threw it up there and got it into the basket. He is very, very good at that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Blowing a kiss is a foul that took the game over. I can't. So what he's referring to here is Alan Flanagan and his technical foul, doing the little kiss, the blowing of the kiss to the direction of the bench of Texas A&M, I believe. And if I remember correctly, that was like very early in the second half. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's kind of where it was sitting at. Now, I'm upset with Allen for doing that. It's a stupid thing to do on the road but in no way is that the thing that shifted the game over. In no way. But it is something that contributed in a very negative fashion to this team and is one of a combining of mental mistakes or just general mistakes that ultimately bit Auburn in the foot tonight and gave Texas A&M the opportunities that you shouldn't give them, as I might knock the microphone around, on the road or in their home court situation. So really that's what it amounts to. Win Saturday, and it's a happy Auburn nation. Yeah, isn't that really the truth, though? Um, I'm glad you appreciate the optimism. This is one of Auburn's better executed games. I can't tell if you're being facetious or not, or being sarcastic. Either way, we'll see. We'll just let the rest of the season play out before we make any predictions of where we're going to end up or not. The Tech was a load of crap. They were doing way worse stuff. Yeah, but the thing that you got to know is that you're going to be on a home court of someone else. A little bit of home cooking there. You if you're going to be showboating, you do it at home, where you're have the home court advantage, where you have that home cooking kind of mentality that exists a little bit. Don't do that on the road. You take care of business, and then you talk after the game when you're on the road. So it was a stupid decision by Alan Flagg, and I think he would say that now. I think his coaches and his teammates would say that now, but are also not sitting there blaming him for that. You shouldn't do anything on the road to give your opponent an opportunity to encapsulate's not the right word, to capture that energy that's already there naturally and use it to ignite a fire. Because Auburn at one point was looking pretty good from where the way they're performing on the road. Let's see here. Devin says, we are still in the tournament. Relax. Devin, you have gone on a crusade I've seen recently trying to relax a lot of the social media people. You're not going to win that one. But I appreciate your level-headedness about all of this. I would say that we're not in the tournament at this moment. We're not a guarantee, but we are far from eliminated from it at all. You don't like the free fall? We are better than this. I don't think this is a free fall. A lot. No offense, Deshaun, but I'm just saying, a lot of you need to cool your jets a little bit. A lot of you, I'm just going to be honest here, and some of you may not like it and run off and be mad, but a lot of you have not been through the hard times of how Auburn basketball. If you think this is bad, you ain't lived through it, my friend. All right, I'm getting stuck in all of this commentary here. Let's get back to some of the stats here. We talked about Wendell Green tonight. Not a perfect game for him, but definitely the reason we're in the game. Jalen Williams knocking down 3-pointers tonight, 3 for 5 from the field, 12 points total, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Jalen Williams doing Jalen Williams thing. Janai Broom, even though he fouls out tonight, 100% from the free throw line, 18 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for him. What else can you ask for the guy who was getting questionable, we'll admit that, calls all night on him that kept him out of the game, at least in a relevant part of the game. Zep Jasper got tonight 6 points. Alan Flanagan with 12. He really got going early with a couple of those dunks and knocked down a 3 as well. 3 for 3 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds. Really love some of the stat lines for some of these guys outside of their fouls that they gave up. Katie Johnson with 5. Big goose egg from a lot of the bench tonight. Leor Berman gets a 3, clutch 3 too at that point. And Dylan Cardwell with his slam, big posterizing dunk down there on an assist, an alley-oop from Wendell Green. A lot of exciting play. So the unfortunate thing about all of this, right? The unfortunate thing is that there were so many great plays by Auburn tonight, and they're going to be marred by the fact that it was a loss. I mean, that was really great play from Dylan Cardwell to Wendell Green on that alley-oop dunk, posterizing that guy, and people are not going to be celebrating as much as they should. And obviously, we focus more on wins here, but that's the thing that I think's lost in a lot of this night. This team tonight, to me, showed a lot of energy and fight that offensively especially, that I hadn't seen in a while. So that encouraged me that some of the old mistakes still reared their ugly, ugly head. Played great. It was all about the fouls and the free throws in the game. I don't know that we played great, but we played good enough to win. But good enough sometimes is not good enough, especially when you make some mental errors. You just failed to believe that Flanagan taunted for no reason. Texas A&M must have been smack talking. It doesn't excuse him doing it. That's kind of the old, if someone jumps off the bridge, you're going to do it too. If everybody's jumping off the bridge, you're going to do it too. Just don't talk. That's the simplest thing right there. That's my biggest advice to anybody in the game, any sport, but just don't talk. Let your game play it out. Don't be part of the problem, because if you give them and here's the other thing too. It's always the case. The person that responds to the smack talk is usually the person that gets wrong. So even if that's true, the person that responds is usually that person that gets caught and has something done about that. Should have been a tech on card. Nah, Rise Life. We got to get Rise Life a cold shower. Nah. Brian says he's bringing us all into reality here, bringing the creed into this. I believe this is a practical world where I can count on only what I earn. There you go. Ref's killing us. Yeah, this is really just kind of what happens when there's a streak of bad luck. We all kind of lose our minds just a little bit. All right. So tonight, I would like to ask you guys, if we can get to that part of the discussion, who is your player of the game tonight? Wendell Green, Jalen Williams, Jani Broome, probably your best three candidates. You know, if Alan Flanagan doesn't do his taunting thing tonight, he is at least in the discussion. But that, to me, puts him out of the conversation, obviously, because that was a very detrimental thing to do for the team. But, you know, if you look at those three, Wendell Green, Jalen Williams, Jani Broome, you can really make a case for either one of them. I think if Jani Broome personally is not in foul trouble for most of the night, still playing 28 minutes, he's the player of the game. Just when you look at his stat line across the board, a double-double, completely 100% on free throws, getting involved in the assist game, 8 for 11 from the field. But I think really when it comes down to it, Jalen Williams tonight did some things. I can think of one mistake where he threw the ball away. But to me, Jalen Williams knocked down some crucial things at crucial moments that you got to have from a senior leader like him. Really, that core three that we've already talked about, Wendell, Jalen, and Jani, has me very excited for where this team could be if they can get it together in the right amount of time. We just need Allen to continue to do his thing. We just need KD to get to that point. We just need one or two other people to really big contributors. This is a scary good team. Votes for Wendell. Yeah. I think he's probably the easy pick tonight, but I have a little bit of Jalen Williams favoritism to me. All right, let's look at the team stats. We're sitting at about 22 minutes on our stream here. He definitely gets the offense going. I agree. I definitely agree. Let's look at some team stats, though. 47% from the field tonight for Auburn. Not bad. 30 for 64. 3-point percentage. Not bad either, considering where they've been. 38%. That's pretty dang good. But you took a lot of shots tonight. Free throw percentage is 64%. Now, as we've already talked about, Texas A&M more than doubled our free throw attempts and made the majority of their 79% tonight. So really, in and of itself, that's probably the stat that you look at and make the big difference in the game. But the three that we always focus on here on this show, free throws, rebounds, and turnovers. Tonight, the turnovers are pretty negligible. Auburn kind of stays exactly where it's been with 10. They've been in like the 8 to 9 to 10 range for most of their games, especially later here. So, yes, they turn the ball over at some unfortunate times, but that's kind of typical for the game. But still, they win that battle tonight. Texas A&M already won the free throw battle. Rebounds, an almost even margin, 34 to 38. When you look at that, so Texas A&M gets the win in that column, but it's really the free throws tonight that win the game. Usually, when you win 2 out of 3, you'll win the game. A lot of people voting for Wendell as the player of the game, and I completely understand that. Other things tonight: second chance points, 12 for Auburn, 13 for Texas A&M. Points in the paint, Auburn does its work again, 38 to 32. Imagine, can we all think back to the start of this game where we had so many opportunities in the paint and they just kept rimming out, bouncing out, going in, coming out. There was literally a lid on top of the basket, and still, despite all of that, 38 points in the paint tonight. Strong work from them. Fast break points, 8 for Auburn tonight, 5 blocks for them, 10 steals. Auburn really defensively, again, did what it needed to do tonight to be in this game, and its offense showed up. It just wasn't enough, and some mental errors are what cost this game tonight for Auburn, 16 assists for them. You had 7 times the game was tied, lead changes 17 times, which just resulted in an incredible, fast-paced, energetic game that will be frustrated about, yes, but if you enjoy basketball, you enjoyed this game. So that's a look at some of those team stats overall. Free throws will kill us quick. Will kill us quick in March. Quickest way out of the tournament. Got to find a way to make those points, especially when you are struggling offensively, as this team has tended to do. Take the ones that are given to you, not the one. That would be my biggest critique of this team thus far. We know what we've got in their shooting ability distance-wise, and there's going to be a great game here and there out of that, but they're going to be pretty consistently a below average shooting team as of this moment from what we've seen. So if you know that's something that's not really going to change in the future, do some of the things that you can do a little bit better. They're much easier to get better at free throws. Now, I've been saying that all season, and we've yet to hit the 80% mark, I believe. I think the closest we got was 79%. But I agree with Blake here. Free throws win and lose championships. If I may, not to drag them in the mud a little bit, but the women's basketball game, that's not the only reason they lost the game, but they essentially kept themselves from winning a game because of not making free throws at the end of the game. Obviously, there's more that goes into a win and a loss than that, but they sure do help because they're free throws. Make them. They're given to you. Don't mistake on that. So, with that in mind, does this change anybody's outlook on the Alabama game coming up? Meaning, are you not excited about it now? Are you discouraged about it now? To me, you've got an opportunity here to completely right the ship on your home turf against one of the nation's top-ranked teams with College Game Day in the house and show and prove again, that Neville Arena is a place where dreams come to die. But you are playing Alabama. So it is going to be tough to slow down an offense like that. But if you can do it, Auburn is a great defensive team, and they can do it on the road. Or excuse me, at home. Drip Edit said he's not watching. I hope you're not watching because you got better reasons than that. But if you're not watching because you're mad, it's a little discouraging, my friend, to hear that. But I will be watching. Hopefully I can get into the game. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Driving home Thursday for the Bama game should be a great atmosphere. So excited. I'm just excited to be in town for that atmosphere. Playing Bama is a different ball game. It's not a regular game for us. It absolutely, in every sport, it's just the case, right? The Iron Bowl of whatever is just different. You like our chances on Saturday? We'll be close, but think we can definitely beat Bama. I love the perspective there. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Rounding out our show here, I'll give you a couple of reminders, but please post your last-minute comments, questions, especially about this game, but anything else basketball related right now, post those in the chat, and we'll hit those rapid fire at the end if you've got any more. Other things that I want to remind you of, our next scheduled live streams tomorrow morning. We're planning to do another Good Morning Auburn show at 8:30. Started a little late this morning. That's my apologies, but 8:30 is our planned starting time for that. So join us if you can, or watch that on the replay. We'd love to see some of you guys live again. We're missing you guys on the live show, so join us there if you can. Do not, though, miss tomorrow night, Auburn Family Night live stream. You can call in. Everybody can. Would love to hear some of you guys. I love these shows because it's just all about you guys and what you want to talk about. We are approaching our subscriber giveaway goal slowly. But to do that, you guys got to subscribe. So if you haven't do that, you can be a part of this giveaway that we have going on right now for a signed Auburn football prize package. You can be a channel member. You can be a Booster Club member. All those things in the description are ways that you can help support our content. So take advantage of those if you're willing to do so and able to do so. But even if you're not, we appreciate you being here, hanging out with us, spending some time, being part of our little family within the Auburn family. Kevin, where you been, man? Have you been in the chat the entire time? I need you here early and often as my shining light of optimism. I really need that, especially on a night like this. All right, guys, keep your heads up high. Still plenty of season left to play. I know I've said that a lot, but enjoy it while it's here because before you know it, basketball season is going to be over. It's going to get tougher. It's going to get a little bit rougher, but it doesn't mean this team has peaked or reached its full potential. I truly believe that. I'm excited to see what we can potentially pull off in a very challenging back third of the season. Auburn loses on the road to Texas A&M 83-78. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Spend some time being part of our little family within the Auburn family. Till I talk to you again, War Eagle.